I am Sumlata, Zoology faculty member in AP Biology Curriculum, Tiruvuru. Today I am going to discuss about second year zoology. In this human anatomy and physiology second unit. Unit name body fluids and circulation. Today we are going to learn about circulating pathways. So, what are circulating pathways? The circulatory patterns are of two types, open type and closed type. Open type, in this type, blood flows from the heart into the arteries. The arteries opens into large spaces are called sinuses. From the sinuses, the blood is carried by the veins to the heart. There are no interconnective vessels, the capillaries between the arteries and veins. So, as the circulatory fluid comes out of the vessels and freely flows into the blood spaces, body spaces, this type of circulatory system is called open type of circulatory system. It is found in leeches, arthropods, molluscans, echinoderms and ascidians. Next, coming to the second one, closed type. In this type, blood flows through blood vessels. The blood flows from the arteries to the veins through small blood vessels called capillaries. Closed type of blood vascular system is found in the annelids, cephalopods and all the vertebrates among chordates. So, circulatory pattern is of two types. So, first one is open type and second one is closed type. First one is open type. Open type circulatory system. In this, circulatory fluid comes out of the vessels and freely flows in the body spaces. This type of system is called open type. Second one is closed type. In this type, blood flows through blood vessels. The blood flows from the arteries to the veins through small blood vessels called capillaries. Closed type of blood vascular system is found in annelids, cephalopods and all other vertebrates. So this is about circulatory pattern. Next, coming to the next one, next point, evolutionary pattern of heart in vertebrates. Evolutionary pattern of heart in vertebrates. So in this, 5 groups are there. Vertebrates are divided into 5 groups: species, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. So already we know fishes have two chambered heart with an atrium and ventricles. It pumps deoxygenated blood to gills for oxygenation. Hence the name branchial heart. Blood passes through the heart only once in a complete circulation circuit, hence it is called single circulation. Next, coming to the second group, amphibians. Amphibians have 3 chambered heart with 2 atria and 1 ventricle. Next one, birds. Third one is reptiles. In the reptiles, incomplete double circulation is present. Reptiles have 2 atria and incompletely divided ventricle is present in reptiles. Fourth one is birds. Birds and mammals possess 4 chambered heart with 2 atria and 2 ventricles. This is about evolutionary pattern of heart in vertebrates. Fishes, 2 chambered heart is present. Amphibians, 3 chambered heart is present. In reptiles, 2 atria and incompletely divided ventricle is present. In birds and mammals, they possess four-chambered heart with two atria and two ventricles. So, today we are going to learn detailed description about heart. Okay, students? Okay, this is human heart. See here, this is human heart. The structure of human heart. Human heart is a hollow muscular organ. It is cone-shaped and pulsating organ situated in between lungs. The size of this heart is clenched fist. So, it is covered with some layers. Pericardium. Heart is covered with, see here, heart is covered with a double-walled pericardium. The outer layer is fibrous pericardium and inner layer is serous pericardium. In between these two layers, pericardial fluid is present which reduces friction and allows free movement of the heart. This is internal structure of heart. The wall of heart is covered with double-walled pericardium. So, listen students, the heart is covered with double-walled pericardium. The outer layer is called fibrous pericardium and inner layer is called serous pericardium. In between these two layers, there is pericardial fluid is present, which reduces friction and allows free movement of the heart. Next, coming to the second one, heart wall. It consists of three layers. First one is outer epicardium. Second one is middle myocardium. Third one is inner endocardium. So, this is about heart wall. Next one, external structure of the heart. Human heart has four chambers. See here, this is right atrium, this is left atrium, this is right ventricle, this is left ventricle. See here, human heart has four chambers. The two small upper chambers are called atrias or auricles. The two large lower chambers are called ventricles. Atrias and ventricles are separated by a deep groove. Transverse groove is called coronary sulcus. Each atrium has small earlobe-like projections, auricular appendix. See here students. These two are ventricles. These two ventricles are separated by interventricular groove, which is coronary arteries, and their branches are located. See here, observe the external structure of the heart. The upper two chambers are called atrias. The large lower two chambers are called ventricles. This is right atrium, this is left atrium. This is right ventricle, this is left ventricle. Okay, coming to the next one, internal structure. Heart consists of atrias, ventricles, nodal tissues and aortic arcs. Okay students, coming to the next one, internal structure of the heart. See here, two small upper chambers are called atrias. Lower chambers are called ventricles. See here, these are two atrias. These two atrias are thin-walled blood receiving chambers. See here, this is right atrium. See here, this is right atrium. The right one is larger than the left. The two atrias are separated by thin atrial septum. In in the fetal heart, the atrial septum has small pore called foramen ovale. In adults, fossa ovalis is present in the interatrial septum. See here, students, this is right atrium. This right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body except lungs. The next one, this see here, this is left atrium. This left atrium receives oxygenated blood from each lung through two pulmonary veins. Atria and ventricles are separated by a membrane, atrioventricular septum. See here, this is right atrium, this is left atrium. Right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body. Left atrium receives oxygenated blood from each lung through two pulmonary veins. Both atrias and ventricles are separated by a membrane, atrioventricular septum. See here, this is right atrium. This is left atrium. Right atrium is larger than the left. In the fetal heart, the interatrial septum has a small pore called foramen ovale. See here, this is right atrium. This right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body. See here, this is left atrium. This left atrium receives oxygenated blood from each lung through two pulmonary veins. Both atrias and ventricles are separated by, see here, atrioventricular septum. Next one, ventricles. Next one, ventricles. This is right ventricle, this is left ventricle. These two are thick-walled blood pumping chambers. The two ventricles are separated by interventricular septum. The wall of the left ventricle is thicker than the right one. See here, left ventricle wall is thick than right ventricle. The inner surface of the ventricles is raised into muscular ridges called columna cornea. Some of these ridges are large and conical and are called papillary muscles. See here, okay, students? Okay, this is right atrium, this is left atrium. Right atrium opens into right ventricle through right atrioventricular septum. This is guarded by tricuspid wall. This is guarded by tricuspid wall. Coming to this side, left atrium opens into left ventricle through left atrioventricular septum. This is guarded by bicuspid wall. Okay, so this is about ventricles. This is right ventricle, the lower right chamber of the heart that receives deoxygenated blood from the right atrium and pumps it under lower pressure into the lungs via pulmonary artery. The right ventricle is one of the heart's four chambers. As deoxygenated blood flows into the right atrium, it passes through the tricuspid wall and into the right ventricle, which pumps the blood up through the pulmonary wall and through the pulmonary artery to the lungs. Okay, next, coming to the next one, left ventricle. It is located in the bottom of left portion of the heart below the left atrium, separated by mitral valve. The left ventricle is thickest of the heart chambers and is responsible for pumping oxygenated blood to tissues of all over the body. Okay, so this is about ventricles. These two ventricles are separated by interventricular septum. Next one, nodal tissue. Next one, nodal tissue. Okay, students. Next one is nodal tissue. Nodal tissue is a modified heart muscle. It consists of two nodes and fibers. First one is SAN and second one is AVN. SAN means sinoatrial node. AVN, atrioventricular node. See here, a patch of this tissue is present in SAN. It is located in the right upper corner of the right atrium. See here, this is right atrium. This is right atrium. Observe here, this is right atrium. A patch of this tissue is present in SAN. It is located in the right upper corner of the atrium, close to the opening of the superior vena cava. See here, this is superior vena cava. Here SAN is present. And second one is AVN. AVN, atrioventricular node, is seen in the lower left corner of the right atrium. This is right atrium. This is right atrium. AVN is seen in the lower left corner of the right atrium. AVN forms AV bundle or His-Hoff bundle, which is divided into right and left bundle branches. This is about nodal tissue. Next one is aortic ox. Aortic ox, there are two aortic ox in present in man. First one is pulmonary arc and second one is systemic arc. See here, this is aortic arc. See here, two arcs are present, pulmonary arc and systemic arc. Pulmonary arc, it arises from the left anterior angle of the right ventricle. Its opening is guarded by the pulmonary valve and it carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Second one is systemic arc. This systemic arc, it arises from the left ventricle. Its opening is guarded by aortic valve. It transports oxygenated blood to different parts of the body through its branches. See here, this is systemic arc, this is pulmonary arc. This pulmonary arc arises from the left anterior angle of the right ventricle. This is right ventricle. Next one is systemic arc. This systemic arc, it arises from the left ventricle. Its opening is guarded by the aortic valve. It transports oxygenated blood to different parts of the body through its branches. Okay, this is about internal structure of the heart. So in this topic we learn about introduction of the heart, structure of the heart wall. It consists of three layers: outer epicardium, middle myocardium, inner endocardium. Next one, external structure. Heart has four chambers. Two upper chambers are called auricles. Lower chambers are called ventricles. Auricles and ventricles are separated by deep transverse groove is called coronary sulcus. Next one is internal structure of the heart. Heart consists of auricles, ventricles, nodal tissue and aortic arcs. So next one, how to draw this heart. First you draw a cone shape figure as shown into the diagram. So second one, see here, draw imaginary aorta arcing around us as shown in the figure. This is the easy way to draw this diagram. Okay students, this is about structure of the heart. Okay. Take assignment. Write the differences between open and closed systems of circulation. Sinoatrial node is called pacemaker of the heart. Why? Next one. Describe the structure of the heart of man with the help of neat labeled diagram. Okay students, thank you.